Hello, movie lovers. Yeah, it's Friday. You know that. It's time to talk about the movies I watched this week. So we're talking about movies I watched this week. So let's start right off the top with on Netflix. It's a movie called Mile 22, 2018, starring Mark Wahlberg and Lauren Cohan and Ronda Rousey. Rousey? Yeah, and John Malkovich. There's Russians and American agents, and double agents and triple agents, and it's hard to follow, but it was alright. It wasn't a bad movie, so, yes. So somebody turns himself in and says he's got information, and they're trying to save him, get him back to, I guess, the United States or something, or get him back somewhere. So they're off in a car, and these other agents, the Russians, are chasing them. Yeah, machine guns going, everything else under the sun. So, I mean, in a roundabout way, you gotta follow close attention, pay attention to this movie. It's one of those, who's that guy, and who's this guy, and all that kind of stuff. People getting machine gunned, killed, guys, It's a movie. It's one of those movies where machine guns are going left and right. So, wasn't too bad, but like I said, you got to kind of like pay attention to it. I'm not going to tell you the ending. Most of the time I never do, but wasn't bad. It was okay. You can watch it once, but it's one of those movies probably won't watch again. But I give it a 7. Netflix, Mile 22. Well, like I said, it was all right. Another one on Rogers. This one's Rogers here in Toronto, Canada, whatever you want to call it, Ontario. Man Down, 2015, starring, what's his name? Shia, S-H-I-A, Shia, Labioff, I can't even pronounce his name right. Yeah, and Jay Courtney. And Gary Oldman's in it for, a few scenes. But it's a story about Iraq, the soldiers going to Iraq and stuff and being sent home, things that happened to him. And this young man, one of his friends died, so he gets sent back home. Looks like he's talking to somebody. Of course, he's talking to his friend, but to him, his friend's there, but he's in another world, this guy, He's walking around and it looks like everything is destroyed, but actually it's not. There's nothing, the houses and the buildings, it all looks like it's a battle zone, but it's not. But he has a wife and a young son, and it's all messed up. So he stays out, he runs away, or walks the streets and stuff like that, and sitting on park bench and talking to his friend, which his friend is dead. So he gets worse as time goes by. He decides to go back home, and he's starting to see things and people that aren't there, and he just wants to go get his son and get his son and stuff like that. So it didn't turn out well, So I thought this was a very good movie. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's about Iraq and what's that other Stein or Stein? I can't even say the name right. I'm butchering it. So it's not. I guess it's based on things that are true. It really, things like that happen all the time down in the States. I don't think as much here in Canada, but even that I'm not positive about. But 1 in 5 veterans of the Iraqi war, they come home, right, and they're diagnosed with PTSD, so they're not in good shape. And there's 200,000 veterans that go homeless each night down in the States. I guess it might happen here in Canada too, in a certain kind of way, I guess. And 20 veterans down in the States, this is just the States, commit suicide every day. So yeah, that's not a very good thing, being a soldier. being sent home and being home and walking the streets and stuff like that and sleeping in tents and sitting on the park bench. But it's not a bad movie to watch. It's one of those movies you can watch once and I don't think I'm going to watch that again if it ever comes around. But I thought it was very interesting. Sad. It's a sad movie. I thought it was sad myself. I give it a 7. Man Down, 2015. And the other one, what did I watch? I watched that movie. This is on TCM. This is a TCM, the channel here. Brief Encounter. Yeah, that movie, Brief Encounter. Starring Trevor Howard and Celia Johnson, made in 1945. They both take the train. One takes the train that way, one takes the train that way. They meet each other in a tea shop at the train station. Tea and donuts. So they meet each other and cut to the chase. They decide to see each other every Thursday. Have tea, go to the show, go to the afternoon show, right? And sit there and watch the show and chat with each other and stuff like that. So as time goes by, it seems like they fall in love. But they're doing something that, each one of them, from the movie, from what you can see, each one of them are doing something they know, and deep in their heart, that it's wrong. But for some particular reason, they can't, they very well can't stop it. They enjoy themselves too much. Seeing each other, talking to each other, having tea, going to the show in the afternoon. He's a doctor. He works around that neighborhood. And she's, she's down there going to bookstores and shopping and stuff like that. She's a house, house mother kind of thing. And she has 2 kids and a husband. And as far as I know, he has a wife and a couple of kids, I think it is. So they're both feeling guilty, but they really can't stop it. They can't stop it. So they continue to see each other, and they're very happy. But you never see the side of his wife, right, or kids, his family. You see her side at home with her husband and her couple of kids and stuff. And from the movie point of view, her husband seems like a very nice person, but she gets caught up with this doctor, and she sees him, like I said, every Thursday. So it's a very good movie. I give it a 7. It's directed by David Lean. I give it a 7 out of 10. But you never see the other side of the story unless people don't even know. Sometimes people do this in real life. They meet people, they have a good time with people, and they usually have a tea and stuff like that. But most of the time when stuff like this happens in real life, other than movies, but when things like this happen in real life, it ends up very badly. The end result is it's bad. It just doesn't turn out well. So not very often does it turn out good. But movie-wise, for watching people in the train station and having a tea and having a donut and people talking to each other and going for drives in the countryside and going for walks, looks very interesting until you start thinking about, home, his home life and her home life. So, like I said, but I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end of the movie. I never do that. I don't spoil anything. I just talk to you about what I watched. But I give it a 7 out of 10. So, I liked it. Right, man? I think, Ian, buddy, it's alright. I liked the movie, but, And then the other movie on TCM I watched, I recorded it. I didn't watch, I recorded it before. I record movies, a lot of stuff on my recorder. It's called Little Nellie Kelly, TCM, 1940. It's a musical, in a roundabout way a musical, singing songs. It's about a lovely Irish lass gets married and her father doesn't approve. So they do that in Ireland, and then their husband wants to go to the United States to be a police officer. So they pack up everything and they head on the beat boat over to USA. And her father goes. But her husband and father never talk. They never have a conversation. And they live in this house together, a flat, I should say. In the beginning, it's a flat. And as time goes by, you know, they're both there, and her father's living with them. And time goes by, and she has a baby. Judy Garland has a baby. So, I guess I gotta stop telling you what the movie's about. But anyway, Judy Garland has a baby. And of course the baby, when the baby grows up, it's Judy Garland. So Judy Garland plays the part of the mother and the daughter, right? So I can't go any farther than that, but there's a lot of good songs on it, right? And parades, marching in a parade, you know, it's a grand day for the Irish. Stars Judy Garland, of course, George Murphy, and Charles Winnegar. Yeah, I guess that's the older actor that plays Judy Garland's father. A very good movie. This movie I'd watch again. Yeah, I'd give it another watch next year or whenever. You can watch this movie all the time. Little Nellie Kelly, 1940, Judy Garland. I watched another one on TCM. Of course, I recorded it, you know, to watch later. So I do that sometimes, you know, record things. So much to watch, you don't have time, and you can't watch everything. So anyway, this one's called Brute Force, 1947. It was on the Criterion picture, you know, like the movie, right when they show TCM. They have a Criterion. That stars Burt Lancaster and Hume Crone. He's a brutal captain. He's a captain in this prison, right? And of course there's a warden, but a warden's not. He's a soft guy, you know. He loves everybody. But this captain, actor Hume Crone's part, right? He's a nasty piece of work. Yeah, he's really bad. He's a bad son of a bitch. And there's a lot of actors, men, ladies, a few scenes with them, his wives, girlfriends, whatever. There's a lot of them in there that, you know, a few years later, they're starring in their own movies or stuff. There's a lot of people in this movie that you see later on, you know, a few years later in movies. Howard Duff, it's Howard Duff's film debut, right? First appearance of Howard Duff was in the movie Brute Force. So I thought this is a very interesting movie. And this jail, right, the prison, overcrowded. You know, instead of being 3 people in a cell, there's 6. And you know what I mean? So it was kind of like double the force. There's all kinds of men in this jail. But it was a very good movie. And this movie I'd watch again. I'd give it another go. And I give it an 8 out of 10 for Brute Force, 1947, Burt Lancaster. Yeah, that's a very good movie. And then I watched this. This movie is called The Water Horse, 2008, and it stars a young gentleman by the name of Alex Etel. Yes, I think it was in Scotland. The Loch Ness monster. Monster. I guess he's a monster. He's in the lake there, in the lagoon or whatever it was called, in the lake. And this little boy at the beginning of the movie finds an egg, like an egg about so big, right? Takes it home, puts it in his woodshed. He lives with his mother. His mother, his sister, you know, and a couple of housekeepers and stuff. That would have been a pretty big house. And anyway, this egg, I guess, hatches, and it's a little funny looking little guy, right? You know, he's snapping, he's always hungry and stuff. He likes water, he's jumping in and out of water and stuff like that. So this is a very good movie. So, and there's another gentleman that comes to the house for as a person that works around, you know, helps, you know, with the land and stuff, right? So he's there, and then a whole bunch of the soldiers show up, right, to guard the lagoon with guns, and they're taking over the house and stuff like that. Meanwhile, his father's off the war, but nobody's told the young boy that his father is gone. He's not coming back, but he doesn't know that yet. So he's still waiting for his dad to come home. So above all, this is a very fun family movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I've had this movie for years, and I finally, yes, got around to watching it. See if you can believe that about me, yeah. I've had movies for years, and I've never watched them. But sooner or later, I watched it. The Water Horse, 2008. I give it a good 8. It's a very good story. You'll like it. And there's another movie. Watching Ian's channel the other day. He talked about Iron Man. The first Marvel movie, I guess, in that series, the Marvel Universe. Iron Man, 2008. Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow. This is a fun movie. Yeah. I thought it was very nice. I liked it. I totally enjoyed this one. I enjoy most of the Marvel movies. But, you know, it's like, you gotta watch these superhero movie stuff like that with a grain of salt. I always say that. It's a movie, it's a Marvel movie, it's a comic book movie, etc. That's it. Don't do too much thinking about it or anything like that, or you'll get yourself in trouble. So you gotta go beyond that and watch the movie. So I always thought, since I saw this, and, you know, years later, I thought Robert Downey Jr. was a very good Iron Man, Tony Stark. So, yeah. So I give this one an 8 out of 10. Here's another one, another movie, right here. The Haunting. Julie Harris, 1963. Spooky little movie. Yeah, there's this doctor, he investigates strange happenings in houses. So this house is known very, very bad. This is known as a very bad house. So he invites a bunch of people to study this house. So only two people actually show up, and their grandmother's grandson or something. Russ Tamlin, he shows up. So 4 people in this house. Strange things start happening. Knocking on doors, stuff like that, banging, things like that. So yeah, so, you know, they're investigating this house, and then the doctors, or this guy, the head guy, the doctor got everybody together. His wife shows up too. So yeah, so this character, Julie Harris' character, she's a little on the wacky side, right? But yeah, The Haunting. I'm not going to tell you the ending of it either, because it's a strange ending. So you got to watch the movie to find out what happens. The Haunting, 1963, an 8 out of 10. You can watch this movie again next year. Give it another go. If you want to know, watch it. Yeah, it's another one you can watch again. And Planet of the Apes. I seen this in, what year was it? Was it 66, 68, something like that. I went to the show and seen this at the downtown here in Toronto on Yonge Street. Yep. Foot-long hot dog, Coke, bag of popcorn, the full meal. They show 2 movies. Yeah, they showed an A movie and a B movie back in the day. They'd always show 2 movies, a so-called A movie and a B movie. Like I said before, sometimes the B movie was better than the A movie. Not very often, but sometimes. So the Planet of the Apes, Charlton Heston. This is a great movie. And Roddy McDowall, all about the apes. This is a fun movie. An 8 out of 10. If you haven't seen Planet of the Apes by now, give it a watch. And the last one for the day is Kate and Leopold. Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman. What year is this? I can't even see the year. What's this, 25 years ago? I don't know. What does it say? I can't even see the year. Anyway, don't matter. Anyway, yeah, Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman are paired as star-crossed lovers who discover that passion and chivalry never go out of style. When a ripping time brings together a charming 19th century bachelor and a thoroughly 21st century woman, the potential for an old-fashioned modern romance unites. So he gets to go to the future, watches TV, burns the toast, right, takes the dog for a walk. Dog has a dump, right, big friggin' dump, and one of the cops, the lady cop says, "You gonna leave that there? Aren't you gonna pick that up?" Right? And he's looking at her going, you know, like And so she rips the paper out of his pocket, right? That's a letter, right, that he's supposed to be mailing away for cable TV or something. She writes him out a ticket. Anyway, this is a good movie. It's a time traveling movie. He goes to the future, and what's his name? Lives. What's the other guy's name? I don't know. See, I can't even see. I should have put my glasses on. Anyway, they're an actor, and he goes back in time. There's a time thing, right? So he's back in time taking pictures, and Hugh Jackman's character notices him. Right? He's got one of these tiny cameras, right? And Hugh Jackman's going, what the frick's that guy got? So anyway, one thing leads to another. He chases him down the road, jumps off the bridge, and they're both together. So he goes through time. Right, so he ends up in what's his name's apartment and that, and he wakes up and he, and the music's blaring, he pushes a button like the remote, and the TV turns on, and the record player's going, and dogs barking and everything. Right, so that's hilarious. It's a very good movie. If you haven't seen Kate and Leopold, go ahead, give it a watch. I don't even know what year it's from. I should have put my glasses on. But yeah, it's fun. It's a high 7. Nothing spectacular. You can watch it. This one, if you want to watch this one again next year, it's fun. It's a laugh. Go ahead, watch it. Anyway, that's the movies Bob watched this week. So there you go. I also watched The Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I watch that every day at lunch. Try to anyway. So that's the movies. I think that's all the movies I watched this week. Once in a while I forget one that I watch, and I go, oh, Bob, you stupid. But anyway, movies that Bob watched this week, and that's them. So, hello, all you movie lovers. Say hello to Ian, Mike, Wolf. You out there, buddy? Yeah. So, Rob, the movie guy. There's a lot of people you can say hello to, but if I say hello to you, most of you know who you are. So Ian, thanks for pointing out that you watched Iron Man, and I thought to myself, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. So I try to watch some of the movies you guys talk about, but sometimes I can't find them, I can't buy them, and sometimes once in a while some of them pop up in TCM. So I watched them then, or tried to. Alright, movie lovers, talk to you next week.